Big Tent is the name we've given to a range of conferences that we've held literally all over the world. And it provides us with an opportunity to have, I suppose, an open and inclusive debate about the absolutely transformative impact that the internet is having on society, while at the same time acknowledging some of the challenges that remain. And I suppose our goal here today is to think a little bit out loud about how the internet is actually having this transformative impact on South Africa. And make no mistake, it absolutely is. If we look at all of the type of statistics and numbers that show growth, whether it's in the number of people who use Google products, whether it's in the growth of the online retail industry, which is at something like 30% year on year and growing, I would hope, even faster in the years to come, or whether it's simply in the contribution that the internet is already making to the South African economy, which I believe stands, or at least in early 2012, stood at something like 2% of the South African economy was already being generated by the internet in South Africa. So it's already making a significant contribution. I suppose the question for us, though, is how do we, who all in this room, I'm sure, enjoy that contribution that the internet is making to our lives, how do we make that accessible to a lot more people in South Africa? And with that in mind, the theme for our Big Tent, the first in South Africa, and in fact the first in sub-Saharan Africa, is the digital economy fueling jobs, growth, and innovation in South Africa. I suppose we believe that it's possible that with the right policy environment, that the internet can help to grow the economy, not just in the narrow sphere of digital media, which is where I think a lot of us tend to think that it has the most impact, but across all sectors of the economy, whether we're talking about health, whether we're talking about education, it will hopefully lead to more growth, jobs, and foster innovation across South Africa. During the event, as Peter mentioned, we're also going to be showcasing some local successes. There are in this room already, I think, a lot of people who are already making a contribution. And in fact, there are a number of what I suppose we might call local digital superheroes. As Peter said, we have a fantastic lineup of speakers. And from that list, I'd really like to just highlight three. First of all, the Honourable Eunice Karam, our new Minister of Communications. Thank you very much for coming today and for sharing your thoughts with us. Dr. Batanga Ndemo, the former Permanent Secretary for the ICT Ministry of Kenya. And last but not least, I suppose you might refer to him as the original digital superhero, Vin Cerf, Google's Senior Vice President and Chief Internet Evangelist, who will be sharing his thoughts on some of the future directions that excite us all about the internet. To everybody else, welcome. We look forward to hearing your thoughts during the course of the day on how we can address some of the challenges that we'll be raising. To the Honourable Minister, we were just talking before we arrived, and he did mention a number of caveats with respect to what he was going to say. And I think the biggest caveat that he's only been in the role for 2 days short of 8 weeks. So without putting you on the spot too soon into the role, it would be fantastic to hear a little bit more about your vision for the ICT sector and the contribution of the internet to South Africa in particular, and how we can address some of these challenges. So with that, I'd like to hand off to Alexander Fraser, who will provide a few words from the Silicon Cape Initiative. Thank you.
Thanks, Luke. Good morning, distinguished local and international guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first African Google Big Tent. Silicon Cape is delighted to be here today in partnership with Google. Our relationship with Google has grown over the years, from the establishment of the Google Mbono Incubator in Cape Town to today. As an entrepreneurial organization, we recognize the importance of large players like Google who actively participate and support the local South African tech ecosystem. Silicon Cape was founded in 2009 as a rallying cry, a long-term initiative to inspire community to take advantage of the global economy through technology. Our community has grown to over 7,200 members, and we're the largest entrepreneurial ecosystem in Africa. We are committed to building a vibrant, sustainable tech ecosystem unique to South Africa, our strengths, and opportunities on our doorstep. This is done through various initiatives and aims at developing entrepreneurial skills and capacity, attracting investors and capital into the sector, but most importantly for today, we need to create an enabling environment to catalyze tech innovation and entrepreneurship. We're all too aware that South Africa is plagued by rampant unemployment and sluggish economic growth. Everywhere we look, we see that entrepreneurship and innovation are going to be the answer. But how do we allow entrepreneurs to thrive? And how do we ensure innovation actually occurs? The internet is revolutionizing industries and value chains. It's leading to massive innovations, new business models, and entrepreneurial opportunities. It facilitates the creation of new careers and is an overall net job creator. High-growth tech companies have the power to fuel job creation. For every one direct job created, they create 5 indirect jobs. Internet access has a massive impact on the country's economic growth and has been positively correlated to increasing living standards across all sectors of society, especially in developing economies. Businesses which utilize internet and technology, they grow at twice as fast as their peers. They generate double the amount of export revenue, and they employ twice as many people. Access to information and knowledge has proven to decrease inefficiencies in a market, raise welfare of individuals, and has a bigger impact than any other social development initiatives. This is particularly relevant to the challenges that we face around education and skills development. It's without a doubt that the internet is a powerful enabler of economic growth, job creation, and knowledge, and has the ability to alleviate many of the challenges we face here in South Africa. As we become more connected, we generate more data, and increasingly live our lives online. We need to ensure that we encourage innovation and entrepreneurship with the right incentives and support programs. We need to be aware that we are playing on a global stage, from the word go. This is a highly competitive environment, and without the proper rollout of infrastructure, the lowering of data costs, and favorable regulatory environments, we will be left further behind. The question today is how are we going to change regulations to allow entrepreneurs, innovators, and ordinary South Africans to capture the benefit of the internet and drive the digital economy? To paraphrase Arthur Goldstack in a recent article, how do we transform the high-tech landscape in South Africa to one of can-do rather than make-do? It's now my pleasure to welcome some of the speakers we will hear from later today. It's a fantastic lineup, and in a short while, Robin Miller of Delberg Global Management Advisors will speak to us on the socio-economic impact of the internet. We also have 3 entrepreneurs who are key players in the local entrepreneurial ecosystem, discussing how we can create the right conditions for innovation and entrepreneurship in South Africa. Welcome to Marlon Parker, founder of R Labs, Dreamer and Explorer. Justin Stanford, the co-founder and CEO of 40i Capital, the 40i Group, and also the co-founder of Silicon Cape. And then Kristen Bush, founder of 88 MPH Accelerator. Enjoy the day. And remember that you can find us on G+, google.com/plus Big Tent, or alternatively on Twitter, follow the hashtag BigTentZA. Thanks.